I posted 10,000 videos on YouTube. Read that again, 10,000. At first, that sounds like a fake number people throw around on the internet to make themselves look smarter than they are. But after more than a decade on the platform, those uploads start blending together into one long experiment, where every click, every thumbnail, every bad idea, every lucky break, and every mistake teaches you something new. Looking back, the funny part isn't the number. The funny part is how many things I believed in year 1 that turned out to be completely wrong by year 10. I thought good content automatically won. I thought hard work guaranteed success. I thought the algorithm hated me personally every time a video flopped. I thought one viral upload would permanently solve all my problems. Spoiler alert. None of those things were true. The biggest lesson I learned after 10,000 uploads is that YouTube rewards people who refuse to quit more than people who try to be perfect. That sounds obvious until you're staring at a video you spent 20 hours editing and it gets 37 views. Those moments mess with your brain. You start wondering if your channel is dead. You convince yourself everyone else has some secret strategy that you're missing. Then you upload again. Another flop. Then another. Then one random Tuesday, the video you almost didn't post explodes. Suddenly everyone thinks you cracked the code. The truth is you didn't. You simply stayed in the game long enough for probability to start working in your favor. That's something people rarely talk about. Every upload is a lottery ticket, except you control how many tickets you buy. Most creators stop after buying 20. The creators you watch today bought thousands. One thing YouTube has taught me is that motivation is one of the most overrated things on earth. If you only upload when you feel motivated, your channel will look like a ghost town. Motivation disappears the second editing stops being fun. Discipline is what uploads the video anyway. Nobody wakes up every morning excited to spend 6 hours fixing audio levels or trimming dead space out of a timeline. The people who grow are usually the people who work, even when the process feels repetitive. The audience sees 12 minutes. They don't see the 100 tiny decisions behind those 12 minutes. They don't see you changing one sentence because it sounds awkward. They don't see you deleting half a script because the pacing feels slow. They don't see you exporting the same project 3 times because something broke at 99%. They don't see any of it. They only see the final product. Another lesson is that your audience owes you nothing. This one hurts when you're starting. You upload consistently for months and nobody watches. Then you start thinking people should support you because of the effort you put in. That's not how the internet works. People don't click because you worked hard. They click because they think they're about to get value. Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. Your title is a promise. Your thumbnail is the handshake. Your first 30 seconds decide whether anyone sticks around. If those 3 things aren't working together, the rest of your masterpiece never gets a chance. That's why I've spent more time changing thumbnails than editing entire videos. A tiny improvement in click-through rate beats adding another cinematic transition nobody notices. Speaking of editing, here's another lesson. Fancy edits don't save boring videos. This took me years to accept. I used to believe adding more effects automatically made content better. Zooms everywhere, motion blur, camera shakes, animated subtitles flying across the screen every 2 seconds. Looking back, some of those videos looked like my editing software was having a panic attack. Meanwhile, someone with basic cuts and a good story was pulling millions of views. That's because editing supports the content. It doesn't replace it. If your story is interesting, people forgive basic editing. If your story is boring, no amount of glowing transitions is going to save it. Another thing YouTube taught me is that your first idea is almost never your best idea. The first thumbnail usually isn't the strongest. The first title usually isn't the strongest. The first script usually rambles. The first recording usually has awkward pauses. Improvement happens during revision. Every successful creator I've met changes things constantly. They test titles, they replace thumbnails, they rewrite intros. They cut entire sections they spent hours making because they slow the pacing down. They aren't emotionally attached to individual parts. They're attached to making the overall video better. One of the biggest myths online is that consistency means uploading every day. It doesn't. Consistency means giving viewers a reason to trust what happens when you upload. If your uploads are random in quality, people stop caring. If every video delivers, people start clicking automatically. Trust is built one upload at a time. Then there's the algorithm. People treat it like some mysterious monster hiding behind a curtain making random decisions. In reality, the algorithm has one job. Find videos people enjoy watching. That's it. It doesn't wake up thinking about ruining your channel. It doesn't blacklist you because Mercury is in retrograde. It responds to viewer behavior. If viewers click and watch, YouTube keeps recommending your video. If they don't, it moves on. That's not personal. It's math. Understanding that changed everything for me. Instead of blaming the algorithm, I started asking harder questions. Why didn't people click? Why did they leave after 20 seconds? Why was retention dropping here? Those questions improved my content far more than complaining ever did. Another lesson is that comparison is productivity poison. You open YouTube Studio feeling good about your latest upload. Then you see another creator gaining 100,000 subscribers in a month. Suddenly your own progress feels meaningless. The problem is you're comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. You don't know how many failed channels they started before this one. You don't know how many years they uploaded before getting noticed. You don't know what advantages or disadvantages they had. The only comparison worth making is whether today's video is better than the one you uploaded 6 months ago. If the answer is yes, you're moving forward. Success on YouTube also taught me that trends come and go faster than people realize. Every year there's a new editing style, a new thumbnail trend, a new format everyone copies. Some people spend all their time chasing whatever's popular. The problem is, by the time you've mastered the trend, everyone else is already bored of it. The channels that survive for years usually adapt without losing their identity. They evolve instead of cloning whoever went viral last week. Another lesson is that your biggest opportunity usually hides inside your analytics. Most creators open YouTube Studio and immediately look at views. Then they close the app. The interesting information lives deeper than that. Which videos gained subscribers? Which traffic sources performed best? Which intros held attention? Which titles got ignored? Your analytics are basically your audience writing notes about your content without saying a word. Learn to read those notes. One thing that surprised me after uploading for so many years is how little perfection matters compared to momentum. I've delayed uploads chasing perfection before. Hours turned into days, days turned into weeks. Eventually I realized viewers preferred a great video today over a perfect video next month. You improve through repetition. Every upload teaches something the previous upload couldn't. That's why volume matters. Not because quantity magically creates success, but because repetition exposes weaknesses faster. You notice patterns. You stop making the same mistakes. You build instincts. You learn what feels boring before the audience even reaches that part. That's experience talking. Experience only shows up after thousands of repetitions. I've also learned that burnout isn't caused by working hard. Burnout usually comes from working hard on things that don't matter. Spending 5 hours choosing background music nobody notices. Animating tiny details nobody remembers. Obsessing over perfect color grading while ignoring a weak intro. Focus your energy where viewers notice the difference. Another lesson is that every creator has imposter syndrome at some point. Even after thousands of uploads, you'll still have moments where you think this next video is going to fail. That feeling never fully disappears. The difference is experience teaches you not to listen to it. Confidence isn't believing every upload will succeed. Confidence is knowing you'll survive if it doesn't. Failure becomes data instead of identity. I've had videos I believed would explode barely reach anyone. I've had videos I almost deleted become some of the biggest performers on my channel. Predicting success is harder than people think. That's why consistency beats guessing. If one upload misses, the next one gets another chance. Then another, then another. Eventually, one connects with people. The internet loves overnight success stories because they're entertaining. The reality is usually years of invisible work compressed into one headline. People see one viral video. They don't see the thousands uploaded before it. They don't see the nights exporting videos at 3 a.m. They don't see failed experiments, abandoned formats, broken microphones, corrupted files, copyright claims, demonetization scares, terrible thumbnails, awkward commentary, or moments where quitting felt easier than uploading again. Those invisible years are where creators are built. If I could go back and give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be simple. Stop obsessing over results you can't control and start improving the things you can. Make better titles, improve your storytelling, learn pacing, learn thumbnails, study audience retention, speak more clearly, cut the boring parts faster. Finish the upload, then repeat the process. Because after 10,000 videos, biggest secret I found wasn't hidden in the algorithm, expensive gear, editing software, or some magic upload schedule. The secret was repetition. Every upload stacks on top of the previous one. Every mistake teaches something useful if you're willing to pay attention. Every failure gives feedback. Every success leaves clues. The creators who last aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep showing up long enough for experience to compound. 10 years sounds like forever until you're looking back at it. Then it feels like one long editing session filled with lessons you couldn't have learned any other way. If there's one thing this platform has proven to me, it's that success isn't built from one perfect video. It's built from thousands of imperfect ones, each a little better than the last, each teaching something new, each moving you one step closer to becoming the creator you wanted to be when you uploaded video number 1.